Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olsen, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who's doing a little browsing here in the Armoury at Grimslade, and is pretty impressed, honestly. This is quite an arsenal for a small town armory. They're pretty well equipped here. Honestly, I mean, look at all these swords. Do you have any idea how valuable a well-made sword was in a culture like this? I mean, that's why people talk about their ancestral swords, because they're really valuable. It's like, I don't know, a new sword is like a car, basically. But anyway, yeah, Edith, you're right. This is Grimbold's home, and he didn't mess around, apparently. So... yeah, anyhow, alright. Gryfflet's going to get back at it. So Gryfflet has decided that if you can't win a rigged foot race, you might as well make him wait a week for you. So he's kind of taking the passive-aggressive route at his race with the local kid here. But... now, you're right, Dragon Rider. I am assuming they're well made. Who knows? Maybe those are all crappy knockoffs in there. But I'd like to think better of Grimbold and his people. Okay, so as I recall, I was just getting farmed out to a whole bunch of local errands here in Grimslade, which is totally excellent, because I haven't run around doing errands for a town in weeks. So... that'll be exciting. Much better than the much more depressing sets of things I was doing in Martin very recently. Anyway, we're gonna go gather root vegetables and hunt for game. I don't think... let me finish touring the town and just to see if there aren't any other errands I will end up collecting before I head out into the woods to do my hunting and gathering there. Okay, so let's see. What is over here? Oh, hang on a second. Just realized I don't even have my my earbuds in. I'm like, why am I hearing no game sounds? Oh, that's why I'm hearing no game sounds. Okay. Maybe that has something to do with it. Okay. Cool. I think I'm just checking to make sure my audio settings are on properly. Okay. Just making sure. Should be okay. I'm still not really hearing anything. Huh. One wonders why that is. Oh, there we go. I just had to remind it that there were game sounds, apparently. Okay. All right. I thought it was eerily quiet here in Grimslade. Too quiet. All right, let's see. I think the kid is down the left-hand road there, so let me go right. I'm putting him off till last. Okay. What a nice little house with the green shutters. I love the green shutters. Yeah, that's really cute. Oh, what is this, the tannery? Okay, a malodorous but attractively accessorized house. So that's good. Look at the ladies of Grimslade just like standing around and chatting. This looks like a peaceful town. Surprising, given that there's like an army marching on them at the moment. But okay. Oh, hey, hang on a second. Am I right in remembering I need some Forge Master attention?
Friend of the Rohirrim.
I think I do. Oh, yes, I do. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use any of these things, but... Okay. There we go. Oh. Sorry, Relic Master. I ran into an anvil. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Okay, so I'm going to deconstruct that, and then we're okay. Okay. Okay, so not too much down here. I mean, Forge Master and Relic. Forge Master and Relic Master. Yes, that's useful, of course. Local kids playing in the street. Is he kicking her? Don't kick your sister. What are you doing? Look, the sister's like, yeah, I don't care. Keep kicking me. I've got shins of steel. Come on now. Look, there's violence in the street. Are you going to let this go on? Unbelievable. Chaos reigns in Grimslade. Children kicking each other randomly. Oh my goodness. And they're having a dance-off. That at least is more peaceable. But of course their mom's watching, so... Grimwald has beaten me again. Really? He got here in less than a week? Too slow, such a shame. Race back to the mead hall. Okay. Great. Yeah, I'll get it right on that. Okay. So... And what's a stony welcome? What is that? Oh, speak with townsfolk. So there is still another townsfolk person I need to talk to. Alright. I will, let me, mount up my town horse here, and we will, get right on that. I didn't go past the mead hall down here. So it looks like there might be another set of errands I need to gather. Okay. Yeah, look, we're just like chilling on benches. Everybody's really relaxed in Grimslade. It's just a calm place to be. Hildith is not kind to Grimbold, you know. She drives him away with her hard words. Oh dear, I'm coming here for gossip? Hi.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Are you here to ask after my son Grimbold? Alas, he is away at the Fords. He is a great Thane, and I watch for his return every day. I know Arkenbrand will take good care of him. Wait, what was that? The Fords were lost, but surely it was Elfhelm's fault he and Grimbold had a falling out? How many mothers like me wait for their dear sons to come home from the war? How many will wait forever? I don't know if it was a falling out. They had a disagreement, a tactical disagreement. Elfhelm was totally right, by the way, Mom, but my son's wife has never shown me any great kindness. She is a quarrelsome woman as ever was. Boy, you're just full of gossip here. Dude, it wasn't Elfhelm's fault. But, it wasn't Grimbold's fault either. I mean, the Fords... So, do you guys know about this? This is from... I'll summarize this later. I love this, by the way. They're totally building on material from Unfinished Tales here, but shh, don't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
You were looking for word of my son Grimbold too? Would that I had it. You are free to look around my home. I had a letter from him not long ago. He was a dear boy and has grown into a great man. I pray every moment for his safe return from the Fords. I've got good news and bad news on that point. Have a look around and don't you pay any mind to me if I start to ramble. My visitors are few since my son rode to war. Okay, so I'm looking for keepsakes, huh? Okay, needlework. Little Hildith made that form when they were first betrothed, and he cherished it always. He loves that wife of his, even if her words cut him like a whip. They had a terrible fight when he left for war, all of Grimslade could hear. Oh, really? Had a big fight? Is this pertinent or just, like, gossipy? So I'm feeling like I'm getting inappropriate sharing from Grimbold's mom here. Elguth's voice calls out as you examine an old war horn. When he was a boy, he hit his father's war horn to try to stop him from going off to battle. But of course my good husband knew he had it and let him have it as a keepsake. I thought he was going to really let him have it, all right. His father did not come back, and my dear boy thought that death took his father because he had not his horn to sound the alarm. It took a long while to soothe his fears. My Grimbold feels much. Oh, man. It's hard. Okay, I'm looking for keepsakes. No? Okay, probably upstairs. Oh, she's got like a potted plant on the table and an adorable little teapot. Lots of cats. Okay, little Rider of Rohan statue. She's calling out from down. She knows what I'm looking at through the floor. A gift to my son from Erkenbrand. He gave it to my son and to remind him of his father's honor as he died to defend the Westfold. Grimbold has cherished this statuette and its giver ever since. That great lord is like a father to Grimbold. They are both of them great, sacrificing everything for the Riddermark, defending her lands and her king. They love Rohan more than anyone. How it must pain them to see her at war. Okay, and... no. Nothing. Oh, there's another one? Still? Oh, there it is. A letter, huh? Elguth calls out as you examine the letter. Ah, that is the last letter I have received from my dear son. He wrote about the prince, poor Theodred, how he died in his arms. He wrote that Elfhelm was fighting against him and trying to hold the Fords. My poor son, he is struggling a great deal. Yeah. Okay, alright, more on that in a second. I'm gonna go down to the garrulous Elguth and, get out of the cook pot there, Gryfflet. Okay.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
You take your leave of kindly Elguth, saying that you have trespassed on her hospitality long enough, and that other pressing matters are at hand. Of course. You traveling warriors, I know you're like. Always more to do. It was kind of you to stop and talk to an old woman. I hope you find Grimbold and Erkenbrand in time. Oh. Whoa. Little bracelet action here. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so no errands, just chatting with Grimbold's mom. Okay. Great, let me check in with Grimwald, the fleet here. Hey Grimwald, sorry to keep you waiting. Was chatting with Grandma. Yes, I was. Stop kicking the guards. Why is everyone kicking people in this town?
Greetings, friend of the Rohan.
Grimwald only smiles smugly at you. You find you don't like this little boy very much. His breathing is not even labored. One more race, back to the front gate. I'm sure you'll win this time since you already know the way. Okay. That's good. All right.
Welcome, stranger from afar.
The twins have you running all over town, do they? I can't believe you let them trick you. None of us townsfolk have fallen for that trick in many a year. Ah, the twin trick. Okay. Meanwhile, I have important hunting and gathering to do. Yeah, I might try kicking Grimwald the next I see him. Okay. All right. Vegetables. Vegetables and meat. All right, so for those of you who aren't familiar, I'll tell the Elfhelm and Grimbold story. Oh, look, it's a scouting half-orc. I probably shouldn't just go up and talk to him. Hi. Oops. Look at that. Oh, good. I was just going to draw that guy into combat, but since he so kindly came down to join us, I don't have to do that anymore. Okay. Defeat half-orcs. Scouting parties. Okay. That counts as one, doesn't it? Oh, good. Okay, so anyway, so Grimbold and Elfhelm did not see eye to eye on the Fords. So Theodred was out defending the Fords. The Fords are, like, extremely important to Westfold, obviously. I mean, part of their duty has been to guard the Fords of Isen. As the Fords of Isen are obviously the weak link, the Dunlendings have always been a threat, and they've been especially conscious. They, the Rohirrim, had been especially conscious of them as a threat since the time of Helm, of course. But ooh, almost one-shotted that guy. Okay. So anyhow, so Grimbold and Elfhelm were the two marshals who were leading the defenses after Theodred fell. And Elfhelm is not a local. Elfhelm was, you know, from Edoras, basically. And, well, you know, he was from we saw where his family was from out in the eastern part of Rohan. But he was, you know, sort of assigned out there to help. Grimbold was a local guy. And so Grimbold felt very strongly about holding the Fords. Like, the Fords of Isen must be held at all costs. After Theodred's death, Elfhelm said, you know what? Forget the Fords. Let's abandon the Fords. We can't possibly defend the Fords, and we're only going to lose more men if we attempt to hold the Fords of Isen. And, of course, Elfhelm was quite right about this, and Grimbold quite wrong. And the reason for this is very simple. The reason for this is that there we go. The reason for this is that Isengard was able to attack from both sides of the river, right? The Fords can't. Isengard was a crucial element in the defense of the Fords. The Fords could not be protected from Isengard when Isengard is trying to attack them, because from Isengard they can cross the river, and so they could come down both banks of the Fords. So far from being a critical, like a key element in the defense, you know, the abandonment of which meant, certain destruction, it was a trap. I mean, and Elfhelm realized this, that it is just a trap to bring them into some pretty serious trouble. But Grimbold wouldn't listen, because he was a Westfold guy, and he's like, defending the Fords of Isen. It's what we do. And so he would listen to Elfhelm, but Elfhelm was right. So it's not like that Grimbold's fault that they lost the Fords. I mean, by contrast, it was Grimbold's work involved in keeping the Fords as long as they did. But it was Elfhelm was wanting to abandon them, and it would have been better to have done so earlier. This is from, as I say, the description of the second battle of the Fords of Isen. The first one is the one where Theodred was killed. The second one is the one where, again, Grimbold was leading the defense to try to continue to hold them after Isengard had been coming out already. Yeah, so anyway, that is the story of the Fords of Isen. And there we go. Grimbold, whose part was valiant, but not, perhaps, most wise. But it's really interesting. I mean, the thing that's most interesting to me about it is that it really shows how, like, mind-blowing it was for the Rohirrim. Like, to have Isengard as an enemy, right? Like, none of their traditional defenses, none of their habits and patterns and the way that their whole like the Mark was ordered in defense was able to account for, essentially, for the fact that for like what it would mean to fight against Isengard. I mean, it was one of the chief stronghold. I mean, it was never a stronghold of the Mark. It was never owned by the Mark. You know, it was always still a fortress of Gondor. But they counted on it. You know, it was a pivotal ally. So the kind of betrayal, Saruman's betrayal to Rohan, is really very profound and very apparent in the whole Fords of Isen situation. And I kind of like that about Grimbold's stubbornness. You know, that again, he just kind of can't. He's like, okay, so if Saruman is now an enemy, now we have to defend the Fords of Isen against him, and like he just couldn't really get the fact that like you can't, like that's not. Saruman's betrayal has made that impossible. Okay, right, I agree. Doesn't bode particularly well that there are scouts so near to Grimslade, but. Okay. How many more vegetables do I have to gather? Would I say that Rohan took Isengard for granted in that regard? Well, I mean, yeah. Sure, but I don't know that, like, I mean, I certainly wouldn't find them culpable for doing so. You know, Saruman was a trusted ally and was... I mean, you could just as well say they were, you know, like, taking Minas Tirith for granted, you know, taking Gondor for granted. I don't think that's fair to say. To trust that an ally is not going to turn on you isn't exactly taking them for granted. You know, it's kind of doing what you're supposed to do. You know, it's sort of good faith. But yeah, I mean, it's what Saruman was appointed to do by Minas Tirith. Okay, let's see. I need one more. There's one. Another root vegetable. I don't need another set of half-orc spies. Okay. Does this guy count as hunting? Yes, he does. Okay. let's do another lore question. Oh, hey, fish fingers and custard. Oh, I've got to loot the. Gotta do some butchering work here as well. Great. Yes, my Exploring the Lord of the Rings class on Tuesday nights. Yeah, if you can't make it live, that's fine. A lot of, more people listen asynchronously than attend live. It's always great to have the live participation. I always enjoy interacting with the folks who are there. But yes, you can watch the. You can watch the videos on YouTube or on our Twitch channel. You can also subscribe to the podcast for an audio feed if you'd like to do it that way. So yeah, there's lots of options for asynchronous participation if you can't watch in real time. Let me queue up a lore question here. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going back to some older questions here. JJ asked a little earlier on, the dwarf song at Bjorn's house, The Wind Was on the Withered Heath, that song, sounds like it has the same meter as the dwarf's other two songs, Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold and Cheer Up Thorin. Do you think all three would have been sung to the same tune? It is explicit that the other two are definitely sung to the same tune. That is Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold and the Cheer Up Thorin song. The second version of Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold, the Misty Mountains Cold remix, which they sing to cheer up Thorin when he's starting to feel a little bit glum. The one that Bilbo thinks is disturbingly warlike. Those two are explicitly on the same tune, just as it is explicit that the song that Merry and Pippin sing for Frodo in the Lord of the Rings is on the same tune as Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold. But the To Rivendell Where Elves Yet Dwell poem from A Conspiracy Unmasked. Anyway, so now The Wind Is on the Withered Heath. I don't know that we have... Oh wait, sorry. I'm looking at the corpse. Does this deer count? No? No, he's just a deer, huh? Okay, he doesn't count. Can't hunt him. Alright. I guess I'll just look out for more grazers, more beefalo here. How about the goat? No. Herd slayer deed, but I'm not interested in warg meat, apparently. I'm still interested at how utterly I am meant to ignore the wargs of Westfold. There are wargs creeping around all over the place, and I'm apparently aggressively uninterested in slaying them. Anyhow, okay. So, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I definitely, I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide, JJ, whether I would set those two poems to the same tune. I think possibly I would. I think possibly I would. Boy, they don't like goat meat either. Okay. But yeah, I'm a little hesitant. The reason I hesitate about that is that, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that Thorne and company, from a musical point of view, have, you know, like no range whatsoever, you know? I don't think they just have one tune, you know, that they sing every song to. But then again, they do kind of have one song form that they sing, you know, most of their songs to. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't be too picky. I mean, if we follow the cues of the text in that regard, it does suggest that they do sing it to the same tune. So maybe we should just go with that. Maybe we should go with that. Okay, let's see. Omega Fem was saying, my kin was discussing hybrids last week. Was anything ever stated about what happened to the half-elves who came before Elrond and Elros? Do you think mortal hybrids would be a problem? I also wonder if there is a specific wing in the halls of Mandos for dwarves. Would a half-dwarf be scandalous? Hybrids are tricky, man. Like, seriously tricky. Because, yeah. So, and honestly, this is not something that Tolkien thought through very significantly. The thing to keep in mind, I mean, okay, he did eventually, sort of, as regards the half-elves, but let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that is, the thing you have to remember about the hybrids is that this is not just a question of, like, genetic compatibility or something like that. That's not a thing in Tolkien. He doesn't think that way. Tolkien does not think in terms of genetics, pretty much about anything. He thinks about heritage, but he doesn't think about genetics specifically. Anyway, the thing to remember about the hybrids is that it's not just a question of, like, social acceptance. It's not anything like that. Like, what it's an issue of is ontology. Elves are mortal. So with elves and humans, right, which is what we have most data on, elves are immortal. Humans are mortal. What are their children? Like, you can't, there's no halfway point there. You can't be half mortal or halfway immortal. I was just having this discussion with my son the other day when he was asking me about this, and we were kind of joking about Aragorn being descended distantly from the half-elven. You know, so we were joking about, like, which one of, you know, Aragorn's toes or something is immortal, right? Like, his, you know, he's immortal, but he's descended from elves, you know, so his you know, left little toe will live forever. Obviously, it doesn't work like that. But as I say, it's complicated. It's confusing because, again, you can't go halfway. There is no compromise. Either you are immortal or you are not. Because remember, it's not just mortality or immortality in the sense of, like, longevity, right? That's not the issue. Merely saying, like, well, like, if elves can live 100,000 years and humans only live about 100 years, then, like, maybe their kids will live, like, halfway in between the two or something like that. No, it's not about longevity at all. It's about their natures, right? Not just that they don't die. It's about, like, what happens to their souls after death. Like, they have a completely different fate in Arda. and the kids have to have one or the other fate. Yeah. Oh, I see. People still talking about Tolkien and genetics. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the dates of genetics. Yeah, I'm talking about, I see absolutely no evidence of any kind that Tolkien was even vaguely interested in genetics or the question of genetics. That's what I mean. To me, it's not even necessarily a question of, like, did he know about or keep up with those scientific developments. To me, it's a question of interest. And when I say interest, I mean, did he, was he involved in sort of stories with that? Did he, did it make up a part of his mythology, of his storytelling economy? And I don't think it did. There are other places where you can see some evidence that he was thinking about other scientific sort of advances or movements at the time. For instance, I'm trying to remember if I'm remembering this example. There was an example, I think it might have been plate tectonics, where I think you can see some evidence that Tolkien, like, was at least, like, conscious of it and thinking about it and aware of it. But I don't think there's any such evidence with genetics. It just seems to be not part of his worldview as well, at all. I just, from within his stories is what I'm kind of judging by there. But anyway, Grimwald.
Welcome, and well met, my
We always outsmart people around here, but most of them don't know it. Mother won't let us in the mead hall because she knows we're up to no good. Okay. Whoa. Oh, that's right. It's the empty, cold mead hall. Hi, Hildith. Don't really need to know your personal business with your husband necessarily, though your mother-in-law is totally telling everybody who walks into her house.
War is upon us. Down with Isengard.
Okay, let's discuss the matter at hand. All right.
How could we possibly
Let it not be
survive?
said that Hildith, wife of Grimbold, does not honor guests in her hall. Be seated. I wish to take your counsel. It is too long since we have had news from the plains. Okay. Let us convene. Oh, I was supposed to hand in the quests elsewhere, wasn't I, Hildith? That's okay. Let's have a council, too. I'll hand those in later.
The headstrong wife of Grimbold now leads Grimslade in her husband's absence.
Okay, who's here? We've got Winmar, Ordgar, Hunbrit, Kuthsig, and Dunward. Dunward, the long-suffering from the outside the mead hall right there. Okay, oh, are these all what, the king's hunters or something? Or the Thane's hunters? What got arrows?
I am afraid of what is happening
Okay.
to these lands.
Pay attention, your Thane is speaking. Is he? Okay. We are behind on the news of the mark since our trade routes fell away. Our guest brings word that the Fords of Isen have fallen. True. The lords who held them, Arkenbrand, Elfhelm, and our own Grimbold, are missing. No one have heard from them. None have heard from them. Martin, our neighboring town, is destroyed, and much of the Westfold is in ruin. Our king braces for war in the Hornburg, and Gandalf Greyheim searches high and low for Grimbold. And the others I shall send 4 swift riders out in every direction to look for him in the Westfold. Are you sure that is wise, my lady? It is a death sentence to ride out now. I advise you to look to our defenses, to our escape, and waste not a man or a horse on anything else. Are you questioning me, Dunward? Yeah, no, he was advising. It's just that if Grimbold were here, But Grimbold is decidedly not here. I do not like that fact any more than you do, which is why we must find him. What are you going to do if you find him? Riders, did you not hear my command? Return to me when you have news of Grimbold. Dude. Speak against me again, Dunwald, and I will send you from Grimslade. My word is law in Grimbold's absence. Really? Is that how it works? My apologies, Lady Hildith. I only wish to offer my humble counsel. Wow. You must have a lot of friends, Hildith.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these
Do you wish to help us? If so, obey me implicitly. You look to be a seasoned warrior. Grimbold took the bulk of our soldiers to fight with him at the Fords, and we need all the strength we can muster if we are to survive this war. You asked Hildith why she asks for help when she turns it away when offered by her counselor. Her face turns to stone. Of course, you are not obligated to stay. Help yourself to whatever hospitality Grimslade has to offer, and then I wish you safe travels. Okay, so you don't want my help anymore? Whoa. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to walk. I'm walking to the door. It's okay. Hildith, you can still call me back. Oh. Can I look around? Utterly alone in the Thane's seat, Hildith's angry demeanor has dissolved into one of deep sadness, now that she thinks no one can see her. Oh man, that was a well-staged end of that. I guess it's not the end of the instance, is it? No, it is. Okay. Man, Dunward. His sage advice did not deserve such a harsh reaction, so did not. Thank you for saying so. Grimbold appointed me counselor in his absence to help Hildith, but she will not have a word from me. She is a cold woman. Grimbold is sorely missed. He is loved by all. That's what his mom told me. I cannot bear to see us lose more of Grimslade's finest men. I want Grimbold found and Erkenbrand and the rest, but I believe he would have come directly to Grimslade if he headed this way. We should not be wasting good men on wild goose chases. Will you help them in their missions and speed their return? Oh dear. Okay, I gotta find Hunbrit, Winmar, Ordgar, and Kuthsig, and assist. Oh dear, only 2 of them I'm meant to assist. Does that mean I fear the worst for... oh wait, no, it's Gandalf I'm supposed to assist. Good, I was hoping I would run into Gandalf eventually. I have to admit, even more than the Battle of Helm's Deep. Well, okay. It's only because I've done the Battle of Helm's Deep once before that I'm not really super looking forward to it, because I was really excited about it the first time. But now that I've done the Battle of Helm's Deep, the thing I've been looking forward to in the Westfold most of all was hoping that I would get to help Gandalf in finding Erkenbrand and gathering the men together. So I am really keen to complete this quest. Oh, there's the guy. Hey, Bert. Got your potatoes?
We are a strong lot. We will survive.
There you go. And some beef.
Hail, traveler. Are you
Get your
here
meat
to help
and your
us?
potatoes. Lady Hildith will surely be pleased. No, she won't surely be pleased. But she seems really sad. Okay. So, alright. Nothing to do but to help the guys. So let's go out and see what we can find. Put on my hat that makes me invisible. I love the fact that it doesn't matter what your horse is wearing, right? Like, I can disguise myself and I'll look like an orc and none of the bad guys will bother me, even though I'm wearing this, like, even though I'm riding this brilliantly colored, obviously not orcish horse. Maybe they think I stole it. Maybe it gives me orc street cred or something. Okay. Oh, hey, look. It's living rider. Don't go, man. Don't go. I've noticed rather a lot of wargs. You finally noticed! I'm glad somebody finally noticed. They are fell nightmarish creatures. What is to be done? Well, we have a plan. I worry that the wargs from Isengard have destroyed the herd creatures that roam wild in the Westfold. No, that was me, actually. They are our horses. No, not the horses. Our beasts of burden, our cows, yes, our goats, and we cannot manage without them. Will you look to see if they are affected? Examine the remains of herd animals. Okay, and the fell wargs are everywhere I look. The Rohirrim despise these deadly beasts, for they thirst for the blood of our horses and our men. Sure, I will hunt them. Okay. Hunt wargs. Find cow corpses. Before I set to that, though. Okay, well, hang on. There's a set of animal bones right there, so I might as well look at it while I'm riding by. Okay, found pile of bones. Whoa, lag. Okay. Oh. Rich field of bone piles. Okay. I am heading out to look for the next rider and maybe some bones. Okay. Oh. I don't see him. Am I going to find his remains? Oh dear. Was afraid of that. There's a wounded orc. The poor man has been killed, not unlike many who rode out into the Westfold before him in recent times. It was perilous to venture out alone. Okay, fine. I'll fight the war. Anyway, so Omega Fem, I was talking about hybrids. As I say, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to handle the hybrid situation. Like you can't. They've got to be one. This is the challenge, right? Is that you can't actually be half an elf. You've got to be. You're either immortal or you're not. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Ordgar is dead, and his killer lies mortally wounded next to him. Dunward warned Hildith of the danger in riding out alone, and the warning was just. Ordgar is the most recent of many deaths upon the plains of Westfold. I've got to interview his slayer, with the spear still sticking out of him. My boys will be wanting to avenge my death, Hobbit. You'll make yourself comfortable and let them stake you in the guts while we make friendly banter. Okay. Will they? Your boys are coming? Oh, here they come. Oh. Roving Orc, an ally of Roving Orc. I guess I'll mount up. If they're all three of them attacking me at once, this is probably not a good strategy. Aha. Come back here, roving orcs. So anyway, so as I say, the hybrids are a challenge. Now, Tolkien addressed this, of course, in many famous cases. Obviously, with Luthien, right? She was given the choice whether she, whether she would like join Beren and become mortal, and she did, and that was a huge deal, right? And of course, the famous choice is given to the half-elven, to Eärendil, and to his children. But it still doesn't really address what's going on here. I've avenged him. Okay, there still seems to be some avenging in progress here. So anyway, yeah, there are still some problems, though. Like, what about Dior? What's up with Dior? Is he mortal? Like, you'd think he was mortal, as he's the son of a mortal man and the elf maid who chose mortality. So that seems suggestive, doesn't it? And yet, he rules in Doriath. Now, I don't know. Oh, did he just die already? Well, that was thoughtful. Okay. I guess I will finish the warg-related quests, since I'm going to go way out of the animal bones zone if I go chasing after the other riders. So I'll finish these up first. And then, of course, there's the issue of Elrond's kids. And this might be one of the two things that Tolkien ever said that I disagree with most. And he was inconsistent on this, so I feel the freer to disagree with him. He does say in his later writings that Elrond's, like that the son, that Elladan and Elro here are given the choice later. Do they want to sail to the havens, as and to basically remain elves, or do they want to embrace mortality? And I think that's the most illogical and namby-pamby thing that Tolkien ever said. I honestly do. It doesn't make a lick of sense. First of all, they've already lived for thousands of years. So what? You get the choice after you've had 3 millennia as an elf? You then get to just opt for mortality at the end? Right? And be like, well, but now I want to be mortal. Right? No. It does not play like that. It does not play like that at all. That doesn't make any sense. That's horrible. Similarly, nor would it work the other way around. Like, what are you going to choose mortality? And then, like, when it's time to die, like when you're starting to get old, you're like, actually, no, I think I'm going to go elf now. Right? It's like, no, you can't have it both ways. You just can't have it both ways. What's more, it makes no sense whatsoever for the sons to get a choice. It doesn't. Any sense whatsoever. Elrond chose. And so when he chose, he was an elf. What did it not take? Like the choice was like half-hearted or something on Elrond's part? Was he only mostly elf? Right? So that he, his elfhood didn't get fully passed on to his kids? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yes, Arwen gets a choice. Of course Arwen gets a choice, and it's really important that Arwen gets a choice, but that's actually the main reason. It's not just the illogic of the thing, but that's the main reason why I object to Tolkien's idea of Elladan and Elrohir getting a choice. Because her choice was to be duplicating the choice of, like, she was following in Luthien's footsteps. She herself saw herself as following in Luthien's footsteps. The choice of Luthien is not the same as the choice of the half-elven. It's not the same as the choice of Eärendil and Elendil and Elros. They were given a choice on completely different premises. Luthien was just an elf, right? She was an elf maid. She didn't have a bit of mortal in her makeup, right? Her choice was a sacrifice, right? That she chose to be numbered among mortals in order to join herself to Beren, to embrace mortality with him. The whole point of Arwen, like the whole point of Arwen existing, is that she is the parallel to Luthien. That's why Tolkien wrote her in. He wrote in Arwen at the last minute. She did not exist for almost the entire story. In the final drafts, he added Arwen in. And the reason he added Arwen in was for the sake of the Luthien parallel. He wanted to do the Beren and Luthien thing with Arwen and Aragorn. That's why she was developed as a character in the first place. So, yeah. So let's do that. And again, what is the essential element of that? Elf maiden falls in love with mortal man and chooses mortality for his sake, and that was Arwen's story. But the premise of that story is that she is an elf maid, not that she's a half-elf maid who can still hedge her bets, right? That's not how it works. So it bothers me. I don't understand it. There are very few things that Tolkien says in his world building, even his extended world building. I mean, the stuff that he wrote after he wrote The Lord of the Rings and stuff. There's very little of it that just doesn't make any sense at all. That is one that doesn't make any sense at all, and I'd say it to his face. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm prowling around looking for animal bones. Gonna head down towards these animal bones here. I guess there's more in this direction. Anyway, let's see. Oh, there they are. Okay. So anyway, yeah. That's slightly tangential, but not really. Because again, it points to the problem. The problem that you can't really have half-elves. I mean, Elrond is called the half-elven. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying you can't really be. Elrond isn't half an elf. He's a whole elf. He chose, and he had to choose. And so it raises questions. It raises questions. Again, my biggest question is, Dior, Elwing, Eärendil, before their choice, like, what were they? Maybe, who knows? Maybe we don't know. Maybe we'll never know. because, of course, push never came to shove before they, made their choice. But anyway, it's complicated. But as far as other hybrids, well, I was going to say a half-dwarf might be easier, might create fewer issues. But do we even know that? I'm not sure we do know that, because we don't really know what happens to dwarves after they die. Tolkien hadn't really fully decided that. He seems to have been leaning towards the that dwarves go to halls set aside in Mandos for them concept. Like, that seems to have been the direction he was leaning. But he didn't fully resolve it. And so therefore we don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say, therefore, exactly what the implications of a half-dwarf hybrid was. Now, half-human, half-dwarf, I mean. Half-elf, half-dwarf, such as was the possibility of whose existed appeared to be speculated in the Hobbit films. That is presumably would be subject. Okay. A lot of horsemen traveling south, huh? Let's figure this out. Where are we? Are they headed towards the mountains? Oh, I hate these ones where I have to step on the right square to trigger it. I think I missed the right square. Yes, I did. Come on. I'm right on top of it. I'm walking all around, hoping to trigger the spot. Is it on this boulder? No. I'll go all around the boulder in widening circles. No. Come on. I'll cover the ground in a grid fashion. Step forward and go sideways. Oh. Lagging all of a sudden. Just making sure it's not my connection. No, don't think so. Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so this is the big issue with hybrids in Tolkien, is the fact that they have, that the different, Tolkien's different races have these profoundly different destinies. Okay. Alright, I'm exactly at those coordinates, Phil. That's just where I am. 60.1 south, 84.8 west. Seriously, I have no idea how I'm supposed to trigger this thing. It's somewhere right here, but... Okay. Well, we'll see what we find. This is the road to Dunharrow. Maybe the fox has seen something. I wonder what he's thinking. Well, this looks like a good sign. Hey guys. Good to see everybody. Well, there's lots of tents and bedrolls, but not too many guys. What's going on? Hey, is Arkenbrand here? Hey, there's Kuthzig. Hopefully that will count. And Gandalf. And Elfhelm. Fantastic.
I am afraid of what is.
It is Elfhelm. I cannot believe my eyes. Elfhelm was one of the last men to see Grimbold and Erkenbrand. And I believe the old man is Gandalf Greyheim, if stories be true. But he is all white now. He is Gandalf Whiteheim now. You seem to know the wizard. You must be quite the adventurer. No, that quest link is still there. Well met. I have found the Lord Elfhelm, and so have you, for that matter. I have had news of Arkenbrand and Grimbold at last, after much searching. I believe they will be far to the west from here, nearer to Helm's Deep than I dared hope. Elfhelm and Grimbold did not part as friends. Elfhelm is about to depart for Edoras to protect the king's own city. If you have anything to ask of him, you should do so now before he departs. Okay. Hey, Elfhelm, great to see you. Talk to your son. Seems a great guy.
The enemy must be punished for
Dreams.
encroaching upon our lands.
It grieves me to hear that Lady Hildith begs word of Grimbold, for I have nothing much to give. I will tell you all that I can of our parting, and you may feel free to relay the message to the lady. Ooh, a session play. Nice. Nice. Just looking to make sure I've got time. Nice. Okay. Second Battle of Isen. Session play. There we go. Some movement. That would be good.
Following the death of Theodred, the servants of the White Hand launch a second attack upon Elfhelm and Grimbold at the Fords of Isen.
Well, this doesn't look like it went well. You return to the fords from pursuing a band of orcs to no avail and find a scene of utter chaos and despair. Oh, man. This man draws no breath. This man is also dead. I'm just looking for survivors. No luck. Ask the dying soldier what happened. Oh. Which one? Oh, this one. Okay. My Lord Elfhelm. I forget how things get reset in session plays. Oh no, well let me change the sign. There we go. My Lord Elfhelm, you ask the dying man what happened here. Erkenbrand rode south to cut off the enemy, but the enemy cut him off instead, and then they came, a great host. They keep coming. Hardly anyone is left. Grimbold alone stands his ground. He cannot last long without aid. Oh dear. You shouldn't have tried to get up, dude. Defeat enemies at the fort. Well, hang on. Session play, what are my skills? I've got sword sweep. I've got for Rohan, powerful strike that does incredible damage. Okay, I've got determined healing, and I've got Sword of Rohan. Okay, how about we switch those around? So I put the healing one at the end. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? Okay, so now I'm going to cut my way through the foes to try to find Grimbold. Okay. Okay. We're slowly fighting. The lack of skills here is somewhat distressing. Well, I better stay healed here. Fortunately, my healing skill seems to reset fairly quickly. Okay. I can't defeat that enemy. He's part of the landscape, so I guess I'll get this guy. Nice. All right. Interesting that Elfhelm has no soldiers of any kind. Like, apparently Elfhelm is just soloing at the Fords of Isen, which is really not his canonically accepted role here. Okay. Yeah, I really think he should have more skills than this. Apart from the fact that it makes the gameplay in this session play tedious. I mean, I'm just going back and forth between the two relatively lightweight attacking skills here. And the third one, which is nice, but very slow cooldown. Okay, how many is that now? 8 guys, huh? I'll just get these 2 stray Rohirrim. Should be able to one-shot this guy. Or pretty close. There we go. And this guy. All right. Okay, what next? Find Grimbold amongst the chaos. Is that Grimbold's old camp? I think it is. I don't see Grimbold anywhere. Oh yeah, I don't get a map. I'm guessing I have to go through this dude. Come, Uruk Captain. I defy thee. Sadly, I have no way to interrupt your induction, but that's okay. I am far too masterful a warrior to require such a thing. Or something. Okay. All right, we're looking for Grimbold. Boy, I remember the Fords of Isen. No, I can't go there to the camp. All right. I guess I'll just keep looking around the ford then. Oh man, so you're telling me I didn't even need to fight that guy at all? Alright, well then I'll just try to avoid everybody. It is clear the battle has taken a dire turn. There is no hope. Well, no, I agree with that. Oh, there he is! Alright, up by Theodred's mound.
What business have you with the road?
Elfhelm, you're back. Now you can give them a battle to remember. Arkenbrand has been cut off by the host upon the shore. Our men begin to dwindle, and the enemy grows in strength. How did Isengard raise such a fearsome horde? Come, Elfhelm, let us draw our swords together once more. We will not live to see the morrow, but our foes will be the weaker for it. Or we could retreat. Grimbold is not showing much awareness of the tactical situation here. I tell Grimbold no. Yeah, no. Let's not do that, Grimbold. Bad plan, Grimbold.
Will you aid the horse
You
lords?
do not mean to fight. His expression is devastated. You tell Grimbold the truth, that the battle is lost and it is time to retreat, to rally what little strength is left. Grimbold's voice is low when next he speaks. I am here to defend the fords until my last breath, Elfhelm. Warriors of Rohan, hear me. Arkenbrand cannot reach us, and our force is severed. Elfhelm believes we should retreat while we still can. If you wish, go with him and save your lives. But I will fight. I will not abandon the fords. I will avenge Theodred and hold shut the realm against our enemy until I can stand no longer. Who will stand and fight with me? Don't all rush forward at once. That guy. He will.
I do not know.
The orcs have us nearly
Survive
surrounded. There has been enough
townsfolk.
death today. No, he won't. He's just walking off. Yeah, see ya, I'm out. Yeah, me too. Come on, Grimbold. Will no one fight with me? Well, your plan... You don't have a plan. Come on, Grimbold. Leave with the soldiers while there is still time. Grimbold will follow if he is wise. Really? That's the play? Come on, Grimbold. Oh man, the other soldiers got ahead of me. Come on, Grimbold, you coming? Come on, Grimbold. Oh, sorry, I had to keep him highlighted. Come on, Grimbold. Grimbold stands dumbfounded at Theodred's grave. I think this is a little unfair to Grimbold. This is a little unfair to Grimbold. Again, I understand that they can't use the Unfinished Tales material too explicitly because it's not part of the licensing deal. And it's absolutely in the Unfinished Tales stuff that we get Tolkien's full analysis of the tactical situation at the second battle, the Fords of Isen. But still, Grimbold wasn't just insisting on dying. It's that he thought it to be strategically necessary to hold the Fords, and Elfhelm was quicker than he to recognize that the Fords no longer had any strategic value at all when opposing Isengard. Okay. I must be off at once if I am to find Arkenbrand in time. We must reach the Hornburg before the Aurochs are done with it. On foot but for Shadowfax, if Elfhelm's reports are to be believed. Farewell to you, Gryfflet. I hope you will join me in my search for the Lords of the Westfold when you are able. Absolutely. Oh, I'm supposed to bring that news to Grimbold? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go down a treat. There's still a quest arrow for down here, too. A quest ring, I mean. Yeah, Elfhelm's a really big deal. It's easy to miss in the text. But, I mean, under Éomer, Elfhelm basically becomes the, you know, his second in command, essentially. All right, I'll have one more go at triggering that spot. I don't know if I necessarily need to. I just hope it'll let me finish that dangerous mission quest. Ha! I found it! Woohoo! How about that? Okay, and the quest ring didn't go away anyway. Fine. Yeah, that was not at all close to where the map said it was. Okay. So, right, the Gandalf... I just, like, dismounted for some reason. Gandalf is down there, I guess? Seriously? Now I can't put my hat on. I'm gonna end up kiting Urukai across the fields. Okay. Now I can put my hat on. Right, but I do still need to find 2 more wargs. I'll see if I can get them on the way. And yes, I'm in warg territory now. No, that's a rabbit. Not the same. There's one. Yeah, come over here and say that. Okay. The deer sold me out. Very likely. Very likely. Now, normally, the deer don't have to hire somebody else to do their dirty work for them. Now, that warg up on the hill there looks like number 8 to me. All right. Okay. So I've got to return to Winmar. Find Hunbrit? Didn't I do that? I totally did that, didn't I? Or is that what this one is? I think maybe that's what that one is. Okay. Fine. Yeah, you're right, JJ. Rabbits are not wargs. I really should have put the educational tag. Made sure the educational tag was on this stream for that reason. Liking the new tags. I'm really enjoying the fact that Twitch is finally embracing the idea that Twitch can be used for educational purposes. They have an education, flag now, which I'd love, to be able to label it, tag. I've been trying to do that for a couple years now. Who knows? Maybe other universities will be starting to have Twitch channels. That would be fun. Okay, Winmar. Took care of your warg quests. We found many remains of our wild herds. I feared as much. Even if we survive the war, times will be hard for us all. You were the most efficient slayer of those beasts I've ever seen. It was an honor to hunt with you. No problem. Okay. Let's hope that that's Hunbrit down there in the woods. Because I did find Gandalf, so hopefully that counted. And then that will be all. And I'll head back to Hildith. Okay, right. I remember this area. Still all the scouting half-orcs. Oh, there's the dude. Half-orcs. The woods here are utterly crawling with them. There must be a large encampment nearby for there to be so many. I must return to warn Lady Hildith. Okay, what can I do for you? All who have ventured into the woods of late have quickly returned home because of the half-orc scouts, but I have found the source of them. Look at this great encampment. Really? Where? We're staring at a wall. Where's the encampment? I don't see them. What am I missing?
I am afraid
Fusham
of what
Rouse,
is
I know its
happening
name,
to
but I
these
can't see it.
lands.
I believe these half-orcs are up to something, sneaking so close to Grimslade as they do. I would like to capture one and take him for questioning. I will join you inside. You should whistle for me when you found a suitable prisoner, and I will take him to the jail in Grimslade. Capture Dour Hal for questioning. So I know the name of the half-orc I'm looking to capture. I know the name of the camp in which I'm looking to capture him. But I don't actually see any camp. Okay. Okay, oh, here it is around the corner. I was guessing it was in this direction. Oh man, you guys spotted me? That's embarrassing. Don't you stand over there and throw knives. That's rude. What level are they? Oh, they're 94. I'm almost on level again. That's kind of exciting. You can tell I'm catching up. Soon, Gryfflet will be headed to the paths of the dead. Okay, maybe not that soon, but... Okay. Hogra says I might have to go back to talk to Gandalf now that I found that trigger point. Oh no, do I? Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm looking for Dour Hal. Oh, look, there's plunder. Who doesn't like a little plunder? Wow, that's good plunder. You've come upon many chests filled with treasures, all looted during the half-orcs' plunder of Rohan. You should take the treasure back for the Rohirrim. Okay. Do some re-plundering. I can do that. Now, obviously, I've got to take out this guy because he's guarding that backpack over there. Okay. Let's see. Running out of time. Got a bunch of plunder in here. Someone found Dour Hal. I love how they keep this plunder completely unguarded. Ooh, notice this insignia on the chests. That's interesting. Did you see that? It's the Easterling insignia. The winged falcon. Yeah, I think I've come to accept that those big old spiky things are just part of their overall camp aesthetic, you know? I don't think they're functional. It's like landscaping for orcs and half-orcs. You know, it's like the half-orc version of lawn flamingos. See that? There it is. The falcon symbol right there. Okay. Within the year, hey, who knows? Oh, now I've discovered Fusham Rouse? What have I been doing this whole time? Okay, alright. Got some more plunder. How many more plunders do I need? Oh yeah, I need all 4, so. Okay. I think. Remind me next time. No, I'll do it before I leave. I'm going to start Gryfflet leveling again, I think. Because if the landscape's almost caught up with him, I can afford to go a few levels higher. Take him up towards 100. Okay. I already got all 10. Okay, I can't slaughter the whole camp by myself, basically, is what you're saying. Okay. Still have to get one more plunder and find Dire Hal. Well, it looks like this one over here is least watched. Where did they get this Easterling treasure? That's what I want to know. Okay, now it's just Dour Hal. Maybe I can still do it in time. Get back to the mead hall. But first, another backpack. Here to capture me, are you? I'd like to see you try. How? What? How am I here? How shall I capture you? Apart from with the greatest of ease. I have subdued Dowerhow. Great. Shouldn't I? Can't I whistle for him? Some way? Did he give me a whistle? No. Don't have a whistle in my inventory. I just have to... Is he here? Did he come outside? Oh, there he is. Just waltzed into the middle of camp. Okay, as long as he doesn't take this backpack for himself. So here to pick up your prisoner?
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders
Good,
of the
yeah,
lands
bring him
of
to
Rohan.
jail. Okay. Fantastic. Then let's head back to the mead hall, and we'll finish up there. He just... I have to say, Hunbrent is unexpectedly stealthy. Sorry, guys. My stream's almost over. I don't have time to fight you guys, so I'm just going to have to take you with me. And Hunbert is here, too. All right, I lost the first two. There they go. Okay. Yes, the assist Gandalf thing is still suspiciously on there. So you think that now that I found that trail to the south, it might have then triggered me to go help Gandalf? Well, I'll still go back to the mead hall. And then if I need to go back to find Gandalf, at least I know where he is. Okay. Yep, it does look that way. Grimwald and Grimbert, huh? Hi, Hildith. Bad news, but here's the good news. I know your husband's going to make it.
Saruman will pay for the crimes of the White Hand.
Hildith is pale as you relay Elfhelm's harsh account of Grimbold's failed decisions at the Fords of Isen. He wanted to stay because he had nothing to lose. I cursed my husband when he left, he who has always been kind to me. My poor husband must be suffering much if he is still alive. First I withdrew my support, and then Elfhelm followed in the heat of battle. He will be shattered. Oh, Grimbold, I thought she was threatening Elfhelm there. Right. Oh, a new bauble. So Elfhelm rides to protect Edoras while my husband and Arkenbrand are nowhere to be found? Elfhelm is a coward. It is the Westfold that needs aid. If it falls, there will be no Edoras. No matter, we have a prisoner to deal with. Perhaps he can tell us about Isengard's movements.
How could we possibly survive?
Wait, it cleared up that. I didn't have to assist Gandalf. It finished the quest. There we go. Okay. I would ask you to go see Grimbold now, but the half-orc dragged in by Hunbert is asking to speak with you, and only you. Will you treat with him before you leave? I would know what these half-orcs are about. I do not like their presence so near to Grimslade, with our defenses being what they are and war on the very horizon. Okay. Hey, cool. That was unexpected. I really thought that that quest was unfinished, but that's very good. Okay. All right, well, I will interrogate the prisoner next time. I got to go find him in the jail, I guess, right? But that's good. I feel like we're making progress here in Grimslade. I don't think there can be too many Grimslade quests left, but I do suspect still that it's going to send me back towards the Fords of Isen in this camp up here before we head back to Helm's Deep. So what, maybe one more week, you think? one more week to finish up Westfold here. That is the non-Helm's Deep section of Westfold. And then head down to start Helm's Deep the week after that. We'll see. I do have 2 more weeks before I start traveling again. So hopefully we can get that going. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Really fun as always. I always look forward to Gryfflet's continuing adventures. I'm really pleased with the end of the saga of Rohan as we have been exploring it. What a fun couple years it's been exploring Rohan. But anyway, thanks everybody. I will see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.